It's you. You're here. For the VODs? My goodness. Well, welcome. Thank you. I hope you have a good time while you're here. We're going to start the show. Whose taste? All right, fam. That's live in 3, 2, 2.5, 3. You can't say 2.5. It's live. Oh, you're here. I'm here. I did that bit already. Did I? I didn't. Or did I? You'll have to check the VOD to find out. There are VODs on YouTube. It's just a joke. It's an inside joke. That's what that is. Wait. No. Here we are. It is time to start the segment that we've all been waiting for. Rita's Theater. With Wuthering Heights. Play the music. Technical difficulties. There we go. Wuthering Heights. Emily Bronte. A classic. Chapter. Quiet. Chapter 3. While leading the way upstairs, she recommended that I should hide the candle and not make a noise, for her master had an odd notion about the chamber she would put me in, and never let anybody lodge there willingly. I asked the reason. She did not know, she answered. She had only lived there a year or two, and they had so many queer goings-on, she could not begin to be curious. Too stupefied to be curious myself, I fastened my door and glanced around the bed. The whole furniture consisted of a chair, a clothes press, a large oak case, with squares cut out near the top, resembling coach windows. Having approached this structure, I looked inside and perceived it to be a singular sort of old-fashioned couch, very conveniently designed to obviate the necessity for every member of the family having a room to himself. In fact, it formed a little closet, and the ledge of a window, which it enclosed, served as a table. I slid back the paneled sides, got in with my light, pulled them together again, and felt secure against the vigilance of Heathcliff and everyone else. The ledge where I placed my candle had a few mildewed books piled up in one corner, and it was covered with writing scratched on the paint. This writing, however, was nothing but a name repeated in all kinds of characters, large and small. Catherine Earnshaw. Here and there varied to Catherine Heathcliff, and then again to Catherine Linton. In vapid listlessness, I leant my head against the window and continued spelling over Catherine Earnshaw, Heathcliff, Linton, till my eyes closed. But they had not rested 5 minutes when a glare of white letters started from the dark, as vivid as spectres, then the air swarmed with Catherines, and rousing myself to dispel the obtrusive name, I discovered my candle wick reclining on one of the antique volumes, and perfuming the place with an odor of roasted calfskin. Ugh. I snuffed it out, and, very ill at ease under the influence of cold and lingering nausea, sat up, and spread open the injured tome on my knee. It was a testament, in lean type, and smelling dreadfully musty. A fly-leaf bore the inscription, Catherine Earnshaw, her book, and a date some quarter of a century back. I shut it, and took up another, till I examined all. Catherine's library was select, and its state of dilapidation proved it to have been very well used, though not altogether for a legitimate purpose. Scarcely one chapter had escaped a pen and ink commentary, at least the appearance of one, covering every morsel of blank that the printer had left. Some were detached sentences. Other parts took the form of a regular diary, scrawled in an unformed childish hand. At the top of an extra page, quite a treasure probably when first lighted on, I was greatly amused to behold an excellent caricature of my friend Joseph, rudely yet powerfully sketched. An immediate interest kindled within me for the unknown Catherine, and I began forthwith to decipher her faded hieroglyphics. "An awful Sunday," commenced the paragraph beneath. "I wish my father were back again. Hindley is a detestable substitute. His conduct to Heathcliff is atrocious. H and I are going to rebel. We took our initiatory step this evening. All day had been flooded with rain. We could not go to the church, so Joseph must needs get up a congregation in the garret. And while Hindley and his wife, I'm not sure if it's Hindley or Hindley. I'm reading it as Hindley. Shit, I lost my spot. There we go. Oh, no. Hindley and his wife basked downstairs before a comfortable fire, doing anything but reading their Bibles. I'll answer for it. Heathcliff, myself, and the unhappy ploughboy were commanded to take out prayer books and mount. We were ranged in a row on a sack of corn, groaning and shivering, and hoping that Joseph would shiver too, so that he might give a short homily for his own sake. A vain idea. The service lasted precisely 3 hours, and yet my brother had the face to exclaim, when he saw us descending, "What, done already?" On Sunday evenings we used to be permitted to play, if we did not make much noise. It was a mere twitter. Now a mere twitter is sufficient to send us into corners. "You forget you have a master here," says the tyrant. "I'll demolish the first who puts me out of a temper. I insist on perfect sobriety and silence. Oh boy, was that you? Francis, darling," pulling his hair as you go by. I heard him snap his fingers. Is that said? It's all in quotes, yes. I heard him snap his fingers. Francis pulled his hair heartily. Then when he went and seated herself on her husband's knee, and there they were like two babies, kissing and talking nonsense by the hour. So it's a weird dialogue. Foolish palaver that we should have been ashamed of. We made ourselves as snug as our means allowed in the arch of the dresser. When I had just fastened our pinafores together and hung them for a curtain, when in comes Joseph on an errand from the stables. He tears down my handiwork, boxes my ears, and croaks. Okay, more I dialect. "Aye, meester, no but just buried, and Sabbath not o'ered, and unto sand the gospel in your lugs, and ya dar be liken. Shame on you. Sit ye down, ill childer. They're good books enough if you read 'em. Sit ye down and think o' your souls." And here's a translation. "The master not just buried, and Sunday just passed, the sound of the gospel still in your ears, and you dare be playing? Shame on you. Sit down, bad children. There's good books enough if you read them. Sit yourselves down and think of your souls." All right. Saying this, he compelled us to square our positions that we might receive from the far-off fire a dull ray to show us the text of the lumber he thrust upon us. I could not bear the employment. I took my dingy volume by the scroop is the back cover of a book, and hurled it into the dog kennel, vowing I hated a good book. Heathcliff kicked his to the same place. Then there was a hubbub. "Maister Hindley," shouted our chaplain. "Maister, come hither. Miss Catherine's riven the back off of the helmet of salvation. Heathcliff's paused his fit in tut First part to Broadway destruction. It's a fair fleecem ut you let him go on this gate. Ech, thou'd man ud laced him properly, but he's gone. All right, let's look through. Miss Cathy's torn the back off, and Heathcliff's made a hole by putting his foot on the first part of it's. Okay, so it's kind of an abbreviated. The first part of ... It's just dreadful of you to let them go on this way. Oh, the old man would have punished them properly, but he's dead. But he's gone. G-O-A-N. Gone. Gone. It doesn't say dead. Well, I guess maybe he did say dead. Hindley hurried up from his paradise on the hearth, and seizing one of us by the collar and the other by the arm, hurled both into the back kitchen where Joseph asservated Oud Nick would fetch us as sure as we were living. Oh, I guess that means the devil. And so comforted, we each sought a separate nook to await his advent. Yeah, Joseph's a religious zealot. So everything he says is about the devil getting you. I reached this book and pot of ink from a shelf and pushed the house door ajar to give me light. And I have got the time on with writing for 20 minutes. Oh yeah, this is Catherine writing. So her language isn't perfect here. But my companion is impatient and proposes that we should appropriate the diary woman's cloak. I have a scamper on the moors under its shelter. A pleasant suggestion, and then, if the surly old man come in, he may believe his prophecy verified. We cannot damper or colder in the rain than we are here. We cannot be damper or colder in the rain than we are here. I suppose Catherine fulfilled her project, for the next sentence took up another subject. She waxed lachrymose. How little did I dream that Hindley would ever make me cry so, she wrote. My head aches till I cannot keep it on the pillow, and still I can't get over. Period. Poor Heathcliff! Hindley calls him a vagabond, and won't let him sit with us, nor eat with us any more. And, he says, I must not play together, and threatens to turn him out of the house if we break his orders. He has been blaming our father, how dared he, for treating H too liberally, and swears he will reduce him to the right place. And it cuts off, and it looks like, back to Lockwood's narration. I began to nod drowsily over the dim page. My eye wandered from manuscript to print. I saw a red ornamented title, 70 times 7 and the first of 71st. First of the 71st. A pious discourse delivered by the Reverend James Branderham in the chapel of Gimmerdon Sow. Gimmerdon's quite the name. And while I was half-consciously worrying my brain to guess what James Branderham would make of his subject, I sank back in bed and fell asleep. Alas for the effects of bad tea and bad temper. What else could it be that made me pass such a terrible night? I don't remember another that I can at all compare with it since I was capable of suffering. That is some wordy shit, man. Sorry, we'll get back. I began to dream almost before I ceased to be sensible of my locality. I thought it was morning, and I had set out on my way home with Joseph for a guide. The snow lay yards deep in our road, and as we floundered on, my companion wearied me with constant reproaches that I had not brought a pilgrim's staff, telling me I could never get into the house without one, and boastfully flourishing a heavy-headed cudgel, which I understood to be so dominated. So yeah, this is a dream. For a moment I considered it absurd that I should need such a weapon to gain admittance into my own residence. Then a new idea flashed across me. I was not going there. We were journeying to hear the famous James Branderham preach from the text, 70 times 7. And either Joseph, the preacher, or I had committed the first of the 71st, and were to be publicly exposed and excommunicated. When we came to the chapel, I have passed it. Excusez-moi. We came to the chapel. I have passed it really in my walks, twice or thrice. It lies in a hollow, between two hills, an elevated hollow, near a swamp, whose peaty moisture is said to answer all the purpose of embalming on the... to answer the purpose of embalming on the few corpses deposited there. It's true. Moors and marshes, if you die in a place like that, your body will just be like preserved. That's why there's that picture, you can look it up, of a sheep that died in a moor or a bog, and the top half that's coming out of the water or the bog that's exposed is all skeleton. It's like a spine. But the bottom half, which is submerged in the bog, it's completely preserved. I'm not sure how I'd feel about that, honestly. To be preserved so nicely. We do that. We embalm our bodies. But also, the whole Lion King thing with the circle of life. You can't really turn into the grass if your body is embalmed. You don't, you'll just stay there forever in that form. Kind of haunting. I think that's a part of the feeling here. Let's see. Let's go back and read that. Holy shit. Where were we? I've passed it really in my walks twice or thrice. It lies in a hollow between two hills, an elevated hollow near a swamp, whose peaty moisture is said to answer all the purposes of embalming on the few corpses deposited there. The roof has been kept whole hitherto, but as the clergyman's stipend is only £20 per annum, and a house with 2 rooms, threatening speedily to determine into one, no clergyman will undertake the duties of pastor, especially as it is currently reported that his flock would rather let him starve than increase the living by 1 penny from their own pockets. How many commas is this one sentence? Holy moly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. However, in my dream, Jabez had a full and attentive congregation, and he preached, good God, what a sermon! Divided into 490 parts, each fully equal to an ordinary address. How long is this dream, man? Address from the pulpit, and each discussing a separate sin. Where he searched for them, I cannot tell. He had a private manner of interpreting the phrase, and it seemed necessary the brother should sin different sins on every occasion. They were of the most curious character, odd transgressions that I never imagined previously. Oh, how weary I grew. Oh, how I writhed and yawned and nodded and revived. What a dream. How I pinched and pricked myself and rubbed my eyes and stood up and sat down again and nudged Joseph to inform me if he would ever have done. To inform me if he would ever have done. Yeah. Okay. I was condemned to hear all out. Finally, he reached the first of the 71st. Yeah, of course. Favorite character from like a Dungeons and Dragons game or a book? Because if you want any character, so we're reading Wuthering Heights, I say look up Joseph. He's this hugely, like this old guy who talks in this I dialect. It's kind of like this really, really thick Scottish accent, essentially, like kind of old Englishy. But the thing is that he's kind of a heretic. He's kind of a everything scares him. He's totally afraid of like the devil and things like that. It actually reminds me of the driver from Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula, right? So at the beginning of the book, he's the dude's in a carriage, and the dude in the carriage is super like superstitious. Well, anyway, Joseph is superstitious and always be like, the devil's gonna get you. And I think that as a carriage driver is a good, because carriage drivers have to be precautious. You know what I mean? You see another carriage coming. It's like, are they gonna attack us? Are they gonna, do something? Is it gonna be? In the case of Dracula, the guy's like, is it Dracula? Whereas, of course, the narrator was still unaware as to who Dracula was and anything like that. So Joseph from Wuthering Heights would be a tremendously funny character, I think, for your characters. That's my recommendation. But also because we're reading Wuthering Heights. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Let me know if it works out for you. I can always, make a change or give you a new one if you go through it and you're like, this isn't quite what I want. But that's who I would put in, because religious superstition and stagecoach drivers, I think, go hand in hand, especially in a fantasy world where there are monsters and stuff. I've played a couple of D&D games. I enjoy it. So, now where were we? He's having this dream, and he's sitting in a church. It's this incredibly long dream. Sir, I exclaimed. No. Yeah, I was condemned to hear all out. Finally, he reached the first of the 71st. At that crisis, a sudden inspiration descended on me. I was moved to rise and denounce Jabes Branderham as the sinner of the sin that no Christian need pardon. Sir, I exclaimed, sitting here within these four walls, at one stretch I have endured and forgiven the 490 heads of your discourse. 70 times 7 I have plucked up my hat and been about to depart. 70 times, 7 times, have you preposterously forced me to resume my seat. The 491st is too much. Fellow martyrs, have at him. Drag him down and crush him to atoms, that the place which knows him may know him no more. Thou art the man, cried Jabes after a solemn pause, leaning over his cushion. 70 times 7 didst thou gapingly contort thy visage. 70 times 7 did I take counsel with my soul. Lo, this is a human weakness. This also may be absolved. The first of the 71st is come. Brethren, execute upon him the judgment written. Such honor have all his saints. With that concluding word, the whole assembly, exalting their pilgrim staves, rushed round me in a body, and I, having no weapon to raise in self-defense, Joseph said so, he needed that. He needed his cudgel. Commenced grappling with Joseph, my nearest and most ferocious assailant. Oh yeah, because Joseph's the religious zealot. He would be the first, because he's so embedded in it. Where am I? I lost my spot again. My most ferocious assailant for his. In the confluence of the multitude, several clubs crossed. Blows aimed at me fell on other sconces. Presently, the whole chapel resounded with rappings and counter-rappings. Every man's hand was against his neighbor, and Branderham, unwilling to remain idle, poured forth his zeal in a shower of loud taps on the boards of the pulpit, which responded so smartly that, at last, to my unspeakable relief, they woke me. And what was that had suggested the tremendous tumult which had played Jabes' part in the row? Merely the branch of a fir tree that had touched my lattice as the blast wailed by, and rattled its dry cones against the panes. I listened doubtingly, and it may be time to move on. I'm stumbling on every word. I listened doubtingly, and Good. I listened doubtingly an instant, detected the disturber, then turned and dozed and dreamt again, if possible, still more disagreeably than before. This time I remembered I was lying in the oak closet, and heard distinctly the gusty wind and the driving of snow. I heard also the fir bough repeat its teasing sound, and ascribed to it the right cause. But it annoyed me so much that I resolved to silence it if possible, and I rose and endeavored to unhasp the casement of the window. The hook was soldered into the staple, a circumstance observed by me when awake, but forgotten. I must stop it nevertheless, I muttered, knocking my knuckles through the glass, and stretching an arm out to seize the importunate branch. Importunate. It's hyphenated, so I'm like reading it super goofily. Instead of which, my fingers closed on the fingers of a little ice-cold hand. Ooh. Who are you? I asked, struggling, meanwhile, to disengage myself. Catherine Linton, it replied, shiveringly. Why did I think of Linton? I had read Earnshaw 20 times for Linton. I'm come home. I'd lost my way on the moor. It's a ghost. As it spoke, I discerned obscurely a child's face looking through the window. Terror made me cruel, and, finding it useless to attempt shaking the creature off, I pulled its wrist onto the broken pane and rubbed it to and fro till the blood ran down and soaked the bedclothes. Still it wailed, "Let me in!" and maintained its tenacious gripe, almost maddening me with fear. "How can I?" said at length. "Let me go, if you want me to let you in." The fingers relaxed. I snatched mine through the hole, hurriedly piled the books on a pyramid against it, and stopped my ears to exclude the lamentable prayer. It seemed to keep them closed. Holy hell. I seemed to keep them closed over a quarter of an hour, yet the instant I listened again, there was a doleful cry moaning on. "Begone!" I shouted. "I'll never let you in," he had promised. What a liar. "I'll never let you in, not if you beg for 20 years. "It's 20 years, mourned the voice. 20 years, I've been away for 20 years. Thereat began a feeble scratching outside, and the pile of books moved as if thrust forward. I tried to jump up, but could not stir a limb, and so yelled aloud in a frenzy of fright. To my confusion, I discovered the yell was not ideal. Hasty footsteps approached my chamber door. Somebody pushed it open, and with a vigorous hand, a light glimmered through the squares at the top of my bed. I sat shuddering. Yet, and wiping the perspiration from my forehead, the intruder appeared to hesitate, and muttered to himself. At last he said in half a whisper, plainly not expecting an answer, "Is anyone here?" I considered it best to confess my presence, for I knew Heathcliff's accents, and feared he might search further, if I kept quiet. With this intention, I turned and opened the panels. I shall not soon forget the effect my action produced. Heathcliff stood near the entrance in his shirt and trousers, with a candle dripping over his fingers, and his face as white as the wall behind him. The first creak of the oak startled him like an electric shock. The light leaped from his hold to a distance of some feet, and his agitation was so extreme that he could hardly pick it up. "It is only your guest, sir," I called out, desirous to spare him the humiliation of exposing his cowardice further. I had the misfortune to scream in my sleep, owing to a frightful nightmare. "I'm sorry I disturbed you." "Oh, God confound you, Mr. Lockwood. I wish you were at the—" commenced my host, setting the candle on a chair, because he found it impossible to hold it steady. "And who showed you to this room?" he continued, crushing his nails into his palms and grinding his teeth to subdue the maxillary convulsions. "Who was it? I have a good mind to turn them out of the house this moment." Blah. "I've got a good mind to turn them out of the house this moment." "It was your servant, Zillah," I replied. Wow, he just ratted her right out, didn't he? I replied, flinging myself on the floor and rapidly resuming my garments. "I should not care if you did, Mr. Heathcliff. She richly deserves it." Oh, damn. I suppose that she wanted to get another proof that the place was haunted at my expense. "Well, it is. Swarming with ghosts and goblins. You have a reason in shutting it up, I assure you. No one will thank you for a doze in such a den." "What do you mean?" asked Heathcliff. "And what are you doing? Lie down and finish out the night, since you are here. But for heaven's sake, don't repeat that horrid noise. Nothing could excuse it, unless you were having your throat cut." "If the little fiend had got in at the window, she probably would have strangled me," I returned. "I'm not going to endure the persecutions of your hospitable ancestors again. Was it not Reverend James Branderham akin to you on your mother's side? And with that minx Catherine Linton or Earnshaw, or however she was called, she must have been a changeling, wicked little soul. She told me she had been walking on the earth these 20 years. A just punishment for her mortal transgressions, I've no doubt." Scarcely were these words uttered, when I recollected the association of Heathcliff's with Catherine's name in the book, which had completely slipped from my memory till thus awakened. I blushed at my inconsideration, but without showing further consciousness of the offense, I hastened to add, "The truth is, sir, I passed the first part of the night in—" Here I stopped afresh. I was about to say, "pursuing these old volumes," as their printed contents. So correcting myself, I went on, "and in spelling over the names scratched on that window ledge. A monotonous occupation calculated to set me asleep, like counting or—" "What can you mean by talking in this way to me?" thundered Heathcliff, a savage vehemence. How dare you? Under my roof? God, he's mad to speak so," and struck his forehead with rage. Facepalm. I did not know whether to resent this language or pursue my explanation, but he seemed so powerfully affected that I took pity and proceeded with my dreams, affirming I had never heard the appellation of Catherine Linton before, but reading it often overproduced an impression which personified itself when I had no longer my imagination under control. Heathcliff gradually fell back into the shelter of the bed as I spoke, finally sitting down, almost concealed behind it. I guessed, however, by his irregular and intercepted breathing, that he struggled to vanquish an access of violent emotion. Where are we? Yeah, cool. Not liking to show him that I heard the conflict, I continued my toilet, rather noisily. I looked at my watch and soliloquized on the length of the night. "Not 3 o'clock yet. I could have taken oath it had been 6. Time stagnates here. We must surely have retired to rest at 8. "Always at 9 in winter, and always rise at 4, said my host, suppressing a groan, and, as I fancied by the notion of his shadow's arm, dashing a tear from his eyes. "Mr. Lockwood," he added, "you may go into my room. You'll only be in the way coming downstairs so early, and your childish outcry has sent sleep for the devil to me. Has sent sleep to the devil for me." "And for me too," I replied. "I'll walk in the yard till daylight, then I'll be off. And you need not dread a repetition of my intrusion. I am now quite cured of seeking pleasure in society, be in country or town. A sensible man ought to find sufficient company in himself." "Delightful company," muttered Heathcliff. "Take the candle and go where you please. I shall join you directly. Keep out of the yard, though. The dogs are unchained in the house. Juno mounts sentinel there, and nay, you can only ramble about the steps and passages. But away with you. I'll come in 2 minutes. I obeyed so far as to quit the chamber, when, ignorant where the narrow lobbies led, I stood still and was witness, involuntarily, to a piece of superstition on the part of my landlord, which belied, oddly, his apparent sense. He got onto the bed and wrenched open the lattice, bursting, as he pulled at it, into an uncontrollable passion of tears. Come in, he sobbed. "Cathy, do come, oh, do once more. Oh, my heart's darling, hear me this time, Catherine, at last." The spectre showed a spectre's ordinary caprice. It showed no sign of being, but the snow and wind whirled wildly, though, when even reaching my station and blowing out the light. There was such anguish in the gush of grief that accompanied this raving that my compassion made me overlook its folly, and I drew off, half angry to have listened at all, and vexed at having related my ridiculous nightmare, since it produced that agony, though why was beyond my comprehension. I descended cautiously to the lower regions and landed in the back kitchen, where a gleam of fire, raked compactly together, enabled me to rekindle my candle. Nothing was stirring except for a brindled gray cat, which crept from the ashes and saluted me with a querulous mew. 2 benches, shaped in sections of a circle, nearly enclosed the hearth. Enclosed the hearth. On one of these I stretched myself, and Grimalkin, an old she-cat, but the term applies to a jealous or imperious woman, and Grimalkin mounted the other. We were both of us nodding, ere any one invaded our retreat, and then it was Joseph shuffling down a wooden ladder that vanished in the roof through a trap. The ascent to his garret, I suppose. He cast a sinister look at the little flame which I had enticed to play between the ribs, swept the cat from its elevation, and bestowing himself in the vacancy, commenced the operation of stuffing a 3-inch pipe with tobacco. My presence in his sanctum was evidently esteemed a piece of an impudence so shameful for remark. He silently applied the tube to his lips, folded his arms, and puffed away. I let him enjoy the luxury unannoyed, and after sucking out the last wreath and heaving a profound sigh, he got up and departed as solemnly as he came. A more elastic footstep entered next, and now I opened my mouth for a "good morning," but it closed again, the salutation unachieved, for Hareton Earnshaw was performing his orisons sotto voce in a series of curses directed against every object he touched, while he rummaged a corner for a spade or shovel to dig through the drifts. He glanced over the back of the bench, dilating his nostrils, and thought a little of exchanging civilities with me as my companion, the cat. I guessed by his preparations that egress was allowed. Egress? Mispronouncing everything today. And leaving my hard couch, made a movement to follow him. He noticed this and thrust at an inner door with the end of his spade, intimating by an inarticulate sound that there was a place where I must go if I changed my locality. It opened into the house, where the females already astir, Zilla urging flakes of flame up the chimney with a colossal bellows. I guess that's a noun. That's a thing that pumps the thing with a colossal bellows. And Mrs. Heathcliff, kneeling on the hearth, read a book by the aid of the blaze. She held a hand interposed between the furnace heat and her eyes, and seemed absorbed in her occupation, desisting from it only to chide the servant for covering her with sparks, or to push away a dog, now and then, that snoozed its nose over forwardly into her face. I was surprised to see Heathcliff there also. He stood by the fire, his back towards me, just finishing a stormy scene to poor Zilla, who ever and anon interrupted her labor to pluck up the corner of her apron and heave an indignant groan. "And you worthless!" he broke out as I entered, turning to his daughter-in-law, and employing an epithet as harmless as a duck or sheep, but generally represented by a dash. Yeah, we're not going to read that. There's a footnote, but it's not gonna add to the. It adds to the context of the history of the book, not the story. So we're gonna just skip it. Though I do recommend you read it later. There you are at your idle tricks again. The rest of them do earn their bread. You live on my charity. Put your trash away and find something to do. You shall pay me for the plague of having you eternally in my sight. Do you hear, damnable jade? I'll put my trash away because you can make me, if I refuse, answered the young lady, closing her book and throwing it on the chair. But I'll not do anything, though you should swear your tongue out, except what I please. Heathcliff lifted his hand, and the speaker sprang to a safer distance, obviously acquainted with its weight. Having no desire to be entertained by a cat-and-dog combat, I stepped forward briskly, as if eager to partake the warmth of the hearth, and innocent of any knowledge of interrupted dispute. Each had enough decorum to suspend further hostilities. Heathcliff placed his fists out of temptation in his pockets. Mrs. Heathcliff curled her lip and walked to a seat far off, where she kept her word by playing the part of a statue during the remainder of my stay. That was not long. I declined joining their breakfast, and at the first gleam of dawn took an opportunity of escaping into the free air, now clear and still, as cold as impalpable ice. My landlord hallooed me to stop ere I reached the bottom of the garden, and offered to accompany me across the moor. It was well he did, for the whole hillback was one billowy white ocean, the swells and falls not indicating corresponding rises and depressions in the ground. Many pits, at least, were filled to a level, and entire ranges of mounds, the refuse of quarries, blotted from the chart which my yesterday's walk left pictured in my mind. I had remarked on one side of the road, at intervals of 6 or 7 yards, a line of upright stones, continued through the whole length of the barren. There's just so many commas. It's okay. We're okay. Get through this. It's just so many. It's so not a fluid read at all. I apologize. These were erected and daubed with lime, on purpose to serve as guides in the dark, and also, when a fall, like the present, confounded the deep swamps on either hand with the firmer path, but, excepting a dirty dot pointing up here and there. I'm going to do a little every time there's a comma so you can tell. It's just like, here and there, all the traces of their existence had vanished, And my companion found it necessary to warn me frequently to steer to the right or left, when I imagined I was following, correctly, the windings of the road. We made it to the end of the paragraph. We exchanged our little conversation, and he halted at the entrance of Thrush Cross Park, saying I could make no error there. Good Lord. God bless anybody who reads this for Audible. Our adieux were limited to a hasty bow, and then I pushed forward, trusting to my own resources, for the porter's lodge is untenanted as yet. The distance from the gate clear my throat. The distance from the gate to the Grange is 2 miles, I believe I managed to make it 4, with what losing myself in the trees, and sinking into the neck up to in the snow, predicament, and sinking up to the neck, he falls up to his neck in snow, a predicament which only those who have experienced it can appreciate, period. At any rate, whatever were my wanderings, the clock chimed 12 as I entered the house, and that gave exactly an hour for every mile the usual way from Wuthering Heights. My human fixture and her satellites rushed to welcome me, exclaiming tumultuously that they had completely given me up. Everybody conjectured that I perished last night, and they were wondering how they must set about the search for my remains. I bid them be quiet, now that they saw me returned, and benumbed to my heart, I dragged upstairs, whence, after putting on dry clothes, pacing to and fro 30-40 minutes to restore the animal heat, I adjourned to my study, feeble as a kitten, almost too much so to enjoy the cheerful fire and smoking of coffee, which the servant had prepared for my refreshment. Wuthering Heights. The hell was that chapter? What even was it? Where did we get to? Where are we stopping? Wuthering Heights. chapter. Next chapter. It was chapter 3. That was chapter 3. Next time, chapter 4. Oh my goodness! There are so many comments. I hope you enjoyed our brief time reading Wuthering Heights. It was forever. Whew. Dang. Alright. But you know what it's time for? Did I do the theme song today? I don't remember. We're moving on. I have to change the settings. Give me a hot second. Clickety clackety tippity type. Updo. Alright. And now we'll do some Valorant, because I have to finish my placements. I said I was going to get them all done and yesterday. And you know how many out of 5 I got done? I got 1. But you know what we can do? We'll keep track of how many we've won. A red heart for winning. Empty heart for losing. So we lost one. Whoops. We did all right. I mean, I did all right. The team did poorly. We did poorly. So as an individual, I did fine. But that's not how you win this game, right? So, yeah. So, like, let's warm up and stuff. Open some Valorant. I think I'm going to grab a beer. Ooh! That Wuthering Heights kicked my butt. Okay. Oh yeah, I think we did do the theme song, you know? I think about it. I have to go back and check the VOD video. It's redundant if you say VOD video. Do we have audio? I hear some kind of noise. Oh, it's just really low. Whoa. Cheers. Thanks for reading with me, man. I was thinking the beer yesterday might have been inhibiting me from reading smoothly, but I think it's just the book. It's okay, so let's do we'll do hard first just to see where we are, then we'll go do some aim labs and then do hard again. There was one guy I just didn't even flick to. Poop! Alright. Well, that was poopy. So let's warm up. We got to do some kind of warm up. So we'll do aim labs. I'm not even going to bother switching it. We'll just say Valorant. We all know it's the same thing. It's the same thing. We don't need the aim lab algorithm, do we? Do we? We do? Sorry for the wait. Yep. Thinking about checking Reddit quick to see if there's something worth recapping. I'm being told that I have to move my car. I've parked it in the drive. AIM Labs is just ghosting me here. AIM Labs. Donde? Sorry, my Spanish is terrible. I like it, but I'm terrible at it. I think it's a beautiful language. I have to log in again. This is malarkey. Oop. Yeah, don't look at it. PASSWORD 1 2 3 4. Wait, did I say that out loud? Just kidding. My password is definitely password 1 2 3 4. So I know I did use this yesterday, but it's still new, and I'm still lost as fuck. Oh wait, this goes up and down. Oh, here we go, playlist. Was that just scrolled? Alright. Gotta sit up. Oh yeah, that's right. We gotta change the lighting so it's not so garishly bright. Can you guys see that? It's got like a flicker to it. It's kind of driving me crazy. Can you guys see that flicker? Kind of weird. Kind of weird. Kind of don't like it. Let's go. Kill these orbs. What did the orbs do? They invaded my home country. Killed my family. Stole my cattle. These orbs slept in my bed. Whoa. I needed to make a decision there, and I did not. What? What? Just missing everything. How's my aim? What am I at? 98? That's okay. Nope. I feel like I tried to make the settings on this better so that it would be more fluid feeling and less jittery, but it still feels jittery as hell to me. Like it's gonna crash any second. And I say that and then that happens. Kind of like a little nervous, like, is it over? Did it crash? I can't tell. Ooh, leaderboard rank 55,000. Sick. just terrible. 81,000. Very nice. Don't tell anybody I do the Borat jokes, please, dear God. Joke is, of course, that I'm openly streaming them, and that's a terrible idea. Fuck. Whoa! It does not feel fluid. I don't mean my aim, I mean the game. We recording? We are recording. No, I missed that one. Shit. This is gonna be terrible. Oh, 94%. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Maybe my score is a little low. Maybe I'm going too slow. Down 3%. We can do this. What is this, fast? Yeah. Whiff. Wah! Fuck. Oh, Jesus. Ooh, new high score! Look, it's fancy. Ha ha. Yeah. That's some kind of dopamine reward. Hell yeah. I get this little high score. Leaderboard rank 1092. It's actually great. I thought it was like 81,000. I'm only 1,092. Mama, climbing them ranks. Hell yeah. Oh. No, I don't get it. No. The problem with using the same song, the game only has like 2 or 3 songs, is that one, the song gets super annoying, but 2, you actually start learning the patterns of the song, so you know when you have reached a certain point, and you actually start playing differently based on those sound cues, right? You're like, oh, song is getting through its first quarter, second quarter, oh, it's getting close to the end, speed it up. And I don't know, like, I like not knowing. I like just, like, I like the leaderboard and all that shit. Ooh, up 23%. But I'm playing against myself mostly. I want to improve my abilities. I don't give a shit what other people are able to do. I mean, a little bit. I want the games to be fun. You don't want to be so skilled that you're playing a game that it isn't fun. It's not challenging. Not that that would ever be the case for me. I'm not that good. But like, you know, I don't give a shit about what these other guys are placing because their skill isn't my skill. I don't, you know, I'm just here to warm up, do better. You know, trying to get a good score on this is not a priority. Insofar as that it marks my progress. And that's it. So the leaderboard is, you know, it's masturbatory. That's all that is. It is for your self-pleasure, but not at all utilitarian. Should be doing this faster. It's supposed to be for accuracy, but I gotta push that up, don't Yeah, this one's gonna be the hard one. This is the one that's real warm up. The most painful. That and the next one. But it's also the one that'll make you the most warmed up. What I have to say about that. I'm going way too slow. Just gonna leave that one up there forever. No, I'll get it now. Okay. Hello. Grabbing you, chat. Nah, I'm just moving it a little. Alright, now we're gonna go back. Do some Valorant. Let's see if that helped. Figured I could practice my King of the Hill. Should I finger pick like this or like this? Gotta keep warm. That's what you gotta do. All right. Yeah, a little bit better. It's not helping. $1,000 says if I do medium 2 times and then do hard, it'll actually help. No, I missed one. I'm gonna miss a few. What? Oh, Jesus. Okay, so I'm just terrible right now. The screen just a tad bit. Ah. All right. Okay, as I said, 2 times. Give me 2 times of this too. I should use the times. Okay, 2 times. What the hell? What the hell? The hardest to start and easy. Just all the way to the left, all the way to the right. Now just central. Ah, fuck. Okay. I refuse to accept 14. All right. Stop doing it in that same spot. You're freaking me out, game. He's playing with my head. This is a fake scared, but it's not real scared. I'm not totally terrified of this thing will do. My fingers are starting to hurt. hurting? Yeah. Oh, good. That's a sign that things are going well. Mr. Body Shots. Very body shots. Yes! Those were easy, though. I'll take it! All right. Let's go ahead and do a competitive match. Just jump right in. Fuck it. You know what? Let's do this. And then this. Let's see where that goes. Oh, I dragged the wrong thing. This. Oop, no. No, no, wrong thing. Come on. Close that. Close. There we go. Right here. There we go. That way, I can have better space for content.
Match found.
Alright, chat, who should I play? Should I do somebody who does smokes? Yes! I think that's capital. Well, I guess that's not happening.
Match found.
Wherever they run, I will find them.
Ooh, I wasn't sure if that was going to go through or not.
A bunch of Zarko want to fight us. They must really want to die. Reloading.
Alright, I'm not going to do this just because somebody had fucking challenged my amazing darts on YouTube. And I was like, you can't just shoot it on the ground. Alright, let's see how long if it scans them or not. We'll just see. We'll just see, yeah?
Scanning ahead.
See, now you can just rotate and go wherever you want. The dart comes in.
Deploying drone.
Take hold. There. Reloading. Spike down B. One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Reloading.
Nice.
Thanks for helping me take out the
Hee, I got a gun.
Revealing area. I must kill my reflection. It's the only way.
Excusez-moi.
reloading.
Weapon here. Turret out.
Ready. Revealing area.
Enemy spotted mid.
Deploying drone.
Careful here.
Enemy marked.
Enemy A.
Shock dart.
Spike planted.
Might be behind generator.
Down.
I think Brim is behind generator.
Shot down.
One enemy remaining.
Stick half maybe. Nice.
It is over. We are strong because we are together. Don't forget that.
Well, they did shoot the dart, but that doesn't mean to me it's a bad dart.
Scanning ahead.
On my way.
Die.
Random damage in.
Shock dart.
So was Bandy. Fade. So was Bandy.
Shock dart.
Spike drop.
Gun.
That's just you and me,
Spike
never mind.
down A.
So might be coming through window. Watch out.
Reloading.
Someone's coming through window.
One enemy remaining.
Got three.
Good shit.
Revealing
heaven.
area.
You can drone.
Take flight.
Nice.
Nice.
Try the hood.
quad.
Phenomenal. We train.
Phenomenal cosmic power. Wait, where'd my stream shit go? There we go. Oof.
Reloading.
We are invisible. Placing sentry.
Revealing area.
Barrier created.
See, that one lands on the ground and it scans everybody just fine.
We're rotating.
Mid. Enemy spotted.
One's A. Reyna's on A. Watch out.
One B.
Take flight.
Spike down mid.
I hear foot's behind the wall. Maybe not.
Scanning ahead.
I'll handle this. I'll return.
Coming.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
Last player standing.
No! I was too greedy with util.
Keep fighting.
Reloading.
It's over it.
Sorry, Brahim.
Turret out.
I should move that, right?
Scanning ahead. Found them.
You should run.
Gone. My ult is ready. I am the hunter!
Oh, it doesn't break it.
Prepare for hellfire.
Lockdown destroyed.
My pot of decoy.
Spike planted.
Turret out.
Oh,
Last player standing.
She's hell. Kill goes
Revealing
hell.
area. There they are.
yeah, fuck.
One enemy remaining.
Got him.
Holy shit, nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I had faith on
Oh
that.
my god.
Never give up.
Yo, yo, yo.
Nate, you go weapon.
Reloading.
Or use a gun. Whichever.
Reloading.
Oh, I gotta move that gray heart. Eh. No.
I'll find them.
Okay, fuck it. Fuck it. Don't have time.
Get out of my
Scanning
way.
ahead. There they are. Silence. Shock dart. Out of charges. Deploying drone.
Placing swarm grenade. Enemy spawn grenade out.
Good picks.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Reloading.
No more to oppose us.
Spike spotted B. Reloading. Keep hitting them like
I'll never be able to move that heart. Oh well. Lesson learned. No, I'll do it now. Come on.
I need a drop.
Oh shit, I should do that. Okay.
Thanks.
Ah shit, I'm sorry. I should have done that.
Together.
I'm doing well.
Revealing area.
Mark 3. Enemy A. We found one.
Nowhere to run!
they're blind with fear.
Spike down A.
The spike is here.
Reloading.
Oops, my bad, my bad.
No, all good. That was great, actually. You saved my ass.
Scanning ahead. There they are.
So was in, Crimson Wine.
Spike's gone, isn't it?
You drone him out.
Yeah.
Deploying drone.
30 seconds left.
Enemy captain
Last player standing.
killed. My ult is ready.
What are the thoughts? They rotated.
Probably rotating, yeah.
Spike planted.
Nice try.
80. And I don't scream like that. Who screams like that?
Hesitation is for amateurs. Let's go.
Reload.
Placing sentry.
Reloading.
Scanning ahead. Shot down. Captain killed.
I've got drone
What?
if you want it.
Spike planted.
Takes out.
Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
Revealing area.
Mark it.
Where are we?
Good kill.
My ultimate is ready. Oh, no, you don't deserve my invention.
What do you say, drone? Ready to stretch your wings?
I am the drone. I say yes. Sorry. That's so lame. And funny and lame. Too fast? Nah, that's good. Next time somebody needs to buy it, let me know. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Their fears betrayed them. Placing sentry.
Revealing area.
Mark one.
I am the hunter! There they are.
Damn,
Yay.
the lineups.
I got that off of Fade's util, actually. Just want to give Fade the proper credit. Ooh, rotating. I'm gonna go mid.
Enemy spotted B.
Spike planted.
I'm with you, Sage.
Scanning ahead.
Oh! Brim logs. Brim is
One
logs.
enemy remaining.
Thank you.
Your duty is
Oh, thank you.
They should have dug a deeper grave.
She's here. Oh my god. What is she doing over there?
They demand a fight. Who are we to disobey?
placing alarm bot.
Cute little bunny with a knife.
Revealing area.
You should run.
Sounds like A. Yeah.
Yeah. Rotating.
Enemy spotted A. Off the obvious. Sleep.
No more sober.
Don't worry, I'll come in and protect you.
Enemy remaining.
Spike drop just then. She's probably gonna grab it though. Nope, still there.
Spike.
Got her.
Nice.
Well, they suck. Zarko better watch their backs.
Who needs a weapon?
Placing sentry.
Gonna shock him first.
Keep it cool. That's how you survive.
Shock dart. Scanning ahead.
Yeah, there B.
Barrier created.
Shock dart.
Enemy mid.
Caution here.
Spike drop inside wall.
Here.
Spike down B.
3 gone.
Enemy spotted mid.
Revealing area.
Decoy.
One enemy remaining.
Did you kill mid? Where's the last one mid? Reloading. Still mid.
Nice.
Thank you.
Last round in the half.
Hoarding money is useless.
Whatever this elo is, it's a little too easy.
Gun here.
I must stop their Reyna.
Boom, 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 boom.
Placing sentry.
Scanning ahead.
Here.
Rotating.
Mark 2. Here.
I think that'll make it. Oops, sorry. I was talking to myself. Ooh, died.
Player standing.
I killed him with smoke.
Through cubby. Watch out.
Spike planted. Flawless. Switching sides.
Don't stop. You must go.
Even if you're the only one.
Careful, Heaven. It's planting.
Sage, can you get a heal?
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted.
Scanning ahead.
Stand down.
Jets coming from main.
Good info.
One enemy remaining.
I think he's heaven.
Yeah.
Last player standing.
I hit him 96. He's one shot.
Nice. Thank you for that info.
My ult's not ready.
Stand calm.
Reload.
We are Valorant. We are fighters.
Baby. Ooh. No, it's Mama. Mama. That's how you do that song. Natural. They intentionally made the skin for fidgety people, actually.
Careful. Careful.
Revealing area. Found them.
Droning.
Enemy
One Jenny, two in tree.
Reload.
Placing
shot
sentry.
that.
Jenny has heavy weapon.
Placing swarm grenade. Careful here. Bring them down.
Someone's coming flank. Someone's coming flank.
We found one.
I'm gonna come support you. Marshall. Nice. I got a silver dart. Recon. Going heaven.
One enemy
Scanning
remaining.
ahead.
Heaven.
Flawless.
Nice.
Nice. Plant. Nice.
Nice.
For you.
Never show weakness. Ever.
Never, ever, ever. Damn. These episodes with Wuthering Heights go way too long. I like it though. I like doing the Wuthering Heights. It's a challenge.
Scanning ahead.
I'll find
Drone?
you.
Deploying drone.
Turret out.
Back gen.
Shot that.
Oh, I'm dead.
Over
Good
here.
kill. One heaven.
Player
Carrier's
standing.
dead.
Spike down A.
Oh, nice try. No worries.
Move in after I strike. That's when it's weak.
we could always do a lot of things. We could always send Yoru B so they think that we're going B, but then actually go A. Or we could just go A again. They won't expect it.
Careful here.
I mean, they might expect it.
Careful here. Careful here.
No, I think let's just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Reload.
I'm down.
Wall raised. I'll find you.
Revealing area.
Drone.
Take flight.
Oh, fuck. Smoke dissipated.
Spike down A.
Cutting through.
Ran a heaven. One tree.
Enemy A. Reloading.
Glass.
Where are you?
Last player standing. Spike down A.
Nice try.
Ready. Again.
Okay, maybe let's try B. Okay, I can alt us into A so we can get a little bit more.
What, Tori?
info.
Okay. Yep.
We go.
Looks like I'm gonna have to get off soon. Fuck, did I buy a gun? Okay.
I'll find you.
I'll handle this. The hunt begins.
Revealing area.
Brim lit Tetris.
Looking.
Ugh.
Last player standing. Spike down mid.
Hit a gun to your left. Behind you. Oh, never mind. I thought that was a better gun.
NT.
Pick something nice.
No
to
worries.
kill them with. It's the least we can do.
We only need a couple of rounds. And we got here anyway, too, so it's pretty good.
That's a fence. Help. Help.
I've got a dart for market.
Scanning ahead.
Where are you?
Found them.
Reloading. Reloading.
Spike down B.
Dink on. Oh,
Maybe
no,
let's
got her.
rotate. Let's rotate.
Yep, yep.
Maybe.
Let's go.
Headshot.
Reloading.
Good picks. Grabbing this AK. Tagged Brim for 50. I lied. Don't tell them I lied.
Last player standing.
No!
Oh, I had him 70. Oh, nice try.
I'll pick some apart. You clean up whatever's left.
It's, oh, we're buying?
Let's play for picks.
No, we can say.
Needs a weapon. Let's play for picks. Let's play for picks.
AJ, save?
Let's play for picks. Let's play for picks. Let's play for picks. Let's fight for picks.
Okay.
Scanning ahead.
That was the best dart, NA. Just kidding. Get a drone?
Deploying drone. Enemy mark. I am the hunter.
I tagged him once.
Shot done.
Maybe.
137, Reyna, 80, Brim.
Let's go B. Let's go. Oh.
Down.
Turret out.
Here.
Initiated.
Prepare for hellfire. My ult's ready.
Lockdown.
Spike is down.
Spike down A.
No pressure, you got this.
I'll handle this.
30 seconds left.
I have
Last
the spike.
player standing.
Oh, I'm bad.
Bring them down.
10 seconds left.
Let's try.
I know what must be done.
Now we buy.
Let's push B with maybe Fatal. KJ, if you're gonna watch flank, can you give someone the
Eyes
spike?
up.
KJ,
Revealing
give me
area.
a spike.
Get out of my
Please.
There
way.
they are. Nowhere to run.
Bring them. You should run.
KJ, can you get spike?
Reloading.
Spike.
Careful. On my way. Careful.
Recon of 5.
Yo, KJ, can we get spike?
Thank you.
Ah,
Good pick.
Go B, I guess.
revealing area. There they are.
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Knowledge?
I think he's backside.
Yep.
Nice.
Woo. Well played, team.
Match point.
Let's clean up. We're done.
Alright, so they haven't been holding 4 sites, so I'm going to send one back site. This is going to go through glass, and if they turn their heads, maybe we'll get the shot on them? I don't know.
Scanning ahead.
I'll find you.
Found them.
Ah! It worked!
Reload.
Shot down.
Spike down.
Spike down A.
Defeated.
Reloading.
Reloading.
Someone's coming through mid.
Enemies.
KJ's coming
My
through mid.
ult is ready.
Watch out, Silva to your left.
Ah, fuck! 40, Sova. Dog, go.
Enemy
Go,
remaining.
dog.
Last player standing. Spike down A.
He's in headquarters.
$40 seconds. He might walk right into you.
I don't think he's playing.
You never know. No pressure.
30 seconds left. Ten seconds left.
Alright, we gotta make sure this dude doesn't get spike next time. Hold W, please.
A bow and arrow is old-fashioned, but sometimes old ways are best.
Yeah.
Placing alarm.
Let's just chill out and have fun. We can fucking stomp these guys' heads in. It'll be fine. Let's see if I can do some annoying shit. I got ult. Let's just see.
Revealing area.
Marked one.
Turret out.
It's like nothing. But that last
Fine,
blast
fine,
was
fine.
terrible.
Turret down.
Oof, opt.
Last player standing.
Nice. Up. Nice try.
One dream ends, another begins.
Okay, you go with KJ, and you guys go, okay, or I guess KJ's not going to A. I was going to say, I can do a dart, and they're going to assume wherever I dart, we're going,
Let us hunt.
which isn't the case necessarily. I could always dart somewhere fake.
Reload.
Whoops, I whiffed that.
Scanning ahead.
Where are you?
Found them.
Dinked on Sova. I am dead. No, I died to the fucking thing. 100 to Sova. Damn it. Nice. Sova's also low. If you see him, please kill him.
Last player standing.
Killjoy is mid. Ooh, nice try.
Their teeth will chatter in the cold and dark.
Damn, dude.
I'm saving.
Alright, let's go.
We definitely should not save this time. Because either it's
Yeah.
going to be tied or we win. There's no reason to save. You can save if you want. Alright.
I'm gonna try to get into market and then flash
Time to work.
them. So,
Yeah, yeah.
Wall raised. Reloading. Reloading.
Revealing area.
Where are you?
Shot done.
he's offing
Op
back.
down.
Sova's offing back, say.
Op dead.
I don't think you should.
We can rotate. Want to go the full 9 years? Our wall broke.
For you.
I've got dart. Check coming.
Last player.
Fuck, 99.
Reload. Spike down. Attacker spawn.
He's playing A. He can.
Nice trip.
Switching sides. Overtime.
I don't care if there are 5 of them or 50 of them. Let's go.
Placing sentry. Keep your heads on.
Scanning ahead.
Rotating.
Reload.
Take flight.
Droning.
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted.
Enemy down.
Shot down. Revealing area.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Got her.
Nice.
My ult is ready. Not ready yet.
Switching sides. Match point.
My quiver is never full.
Let's play for picks. Let's play for picks. Let's play for picks.
I'll hit mid.
Don't overthink it. That's my job.
Revealing area. There they are.
Goodbye. Marked one.
One enemy remaining.
Killjoy on the other side.
Deploying drone. Right here.
Oops, heaven. Sorry.
Right here.
Bad bang.
Scanning ahead.
Reload.
Marked one.
No way! I got her through the wall. GG.
Hackers win.
Well played, team.
Hey, time for coffee. My treat.
Good comms, Yoru. Yes! We win. Yes. 424. Of course. Naturellement. Ugh. Hey, dog. Oh, are you a rare pup? Are you a rare pup? Do you need to be shown on stream? First, we're going to award ourselves a heart. Ooh, I finished. No, it's almost finished with chamber. My dog. Okay, dog. Okay, that's very forward. We won a game. Now we'll go to. She was just like licking my face. Oh my goodness. She's just like up here. She's like, you won. Rare pup. Are you just a rare pup? Are you just a cutie dog? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'll pet the dog. Pet the dog. All right. I have actually got to go. I'm so glad we had such a good day today. I had a lot of fun today. Whoops. So, all I can say is, thanks for watching the Toro Show. I had a really good day today. Wuthering Heights really kicked my ass, yeah. And I kicked ass in Valorant. Thank God. You guys are here to keep me sane. Because, dear God, it was tight. It was a tight game. It had a lot of tight shit going on. There's the dog just looking through the door. Like a creep. All right. Well, I had a beautiful time. I hope you had a beautiful time. Signing off. Thank you. I missed the button. Thank you.